Hey Dana. Yeah, so far so good this week. So basically this week is mostly looking at masks and I also give some suggestions, overall and stuff. So what I usually do is I zoom in on the mask to look at, the level of refinement. It doesn't have to be perfect this week, but overall we just, try to keep refining them each week. Um, some issues here, but then again, since it's not destructive, you can go right back into that mask and clean this stuff up. It doesn't, like I say, that's not like a huge point loss in this week. Final project, it ends up losing points. So let's see what else here you have. So your images all look pretty good. They're pretty high quality, and oh, did you put this on here? Oh yeah, you did. This is what doesn't look like it's very very high quality. As you can see, and this is how you can kind of tell too, because when you probably enlarged it, just compare the pixel quality to even what you see next to it and see how kind of jagged it is. And when we even go closer, you can really see the pixels here. You can't here, so you might want to. You can do a Google image search and find another one of those. Or, you don't even have to use anything really, and you can just even add, you can paint a little color over the top of it if you wanted to. So, yeah, we're not really doing much on the text yet, but overall, I would, just think about going to dafont.com, and you can, you can look at different fonts that that'll probably go more with it. These are just the new ones, and this one's really cool. The idea is to make it more legible, and you can use more than one font. And there's so many different fonts. It's like crazy. Groovy, what's that? God, my computer's being really slow today. I hate that. So anyway, just in this one category, there's 22. There's just so many different fonts here, and there you just download them and install them. It's really easy. So I would suggest just thinking about that. Obviously, you're not graded on that. I'm just trying to point you in the, the direction of where we're going. And you will. I can tell you have Photoshop skills already, so you're probably going to want to be kind of looking at that stuff, earlier than later. This also, I posted this video up here. This is a pretty good video that goes over what works and what doesn't work, and it talks about the backgrounds, and it talks about some other stuff. So you might want to just listen, watch this. It usually does help most students. But so just overall some other comments. Well, what I like to do too is I like to put, and you might want to take some of the, and you can even photograph them separately and then put them in here. You might want to take some of the mop, threads out and kind of make it kind of a hairdo. It just might be kind of cool. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all of these in a group so it can all be moved around. So, and I like how you're already working with different text on a layer. So if you just do that and then click the group, it'll except for the label, which I will put right back in there. Then you can move it. So yeah, it's hard to say. At this point, it's fine. It's hard to say where it's going to go at this early in the, in the project development. I always check to make sure that your size is right, and it is. That's the problem with the images that are smaller, is that when you put them into this 300 DPI document, they're hard to, they can really get really, pixeled out. So a couple things that just to think about when going further. It's kind of hard to see some of these dusters, so you might want to make some bigger and save, and hopefully they're not all on one layer already. I think they were. No, I guess not. Cool. But I would make some of them bigger, like especially like here. This side is this is the part that's bigger, right? This side, so I'd make them bigger. And you know, right here, things are just getting lost. So you might want to just work on that a little bit. You could make the mop, you know, a little bit taller, and then you can put these in so there's not as much overlap with this handle, because it's a problem when there's such an overlap, because you can't really see, you know, the object. And there's ways you can deal with it too. Like you can, let me see if I can find one of them just to, no, not that one. Now I'm looking for that one on the top. There it is. I mean, you can go in and go under layer style and add stuff like glows. You know, I don't usually go much into this, but it does allow it to kind of come out from the background. This is a green one. So anyway, that's just, you know, there's certain techniques you can use to, you know, and you can make it, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. That can work to stand, you know, make it stand out. But what I would do really is just work with the sizes and maybe just make them all bigger, because the thing is that they're all so tiny too that, I mean, they're not tiny at 8 by 10, but it's still gonna, even when they get bigger, it's kind of hard to see what they are, right? So I mean, I would just really continue just to work with these, and I'd make them all different sizes. Like I'd make these bigger here, and then there'd be more space for the bottles to stand out, because I see you've already done some cool sizing, which is really good. You can use that perspective transformation tool too. Like, where is that? No, where's that other one in the front? You might want to even label some of these. So if you, I mean, you know, you can go into, under edit, you can go into transform, and you can do perspective. And so what this does is, you know, you can make the one side bigger. It's kind of hard when it's turned to the side, but again, you can kind of play with it and see. I mean, that's, you know, this works great for putting text on like a car door and stuff like that. But again, it doesn't really look that good on here. I just think overall it just needs to be bigger. You know, another thing you could do too is, yeah, I would make them bigger. Another thing you could do too is find, you know, something that has more contrast, a bottle. Or another thing you can also do is, instead of having 6 of these dusters, just use 4 of them. Anyway, but for this week, you're fine with you met all the project specs, definitely. It's just that this part is kind of dense. Where's that mop head? Oh, I even like that one better. But I would probably make this a little bit higher, just because then you can really make this stuff bigger too. Just, you know, not hugely bigger, but, you know, definitely just play around with it, because you have such great ideas. Anyway, I'm going on too long. But anyway, so far it looks really good. Only a few little areas where the masks look a little wonky, but again, I don't really look too closely at those until towards the end. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was useful. But overall, you got your masks looking good, and everything really is looking pretty good.